Welcome on board to the Meta Instincts channel. This video is the second episode of the lineup concept. We will continue the discussion on the optimized defensive flagship's hero setup. In the first episode, we talked about making the flagship a tank. We need heroes with defensive tags, defensive skills, and good constitution attributes to do that. Here is the list of possible heroes we can utilize. We categorize them under the job positions of captain, first mate, and gunner. Jack of all trade heroes are universal, and we can put them in any position. Healing. Healing is a useful skill for restoring a ship's HP, but it has very little effect on the flagship. To explain this, let's take the example of Madame Lulu and our flagship. When Lulu replenishes the ship's HP, it can restore up to 161% of the ship's attack. However, since the flagship doesn't prioritize attack, the amount of healing will be low, approximately 13,000 or 1.5% of the ship's HP. Unfortunately, this amount of healing is not significant enough to make a difference. Therefore, we do not recommend setting Lulu on the flagship. Let's continue with the Jack of all trade category. We have Cordelia and Cursed Ed. They are not defensive but supportive heroes with a good constitution and defensive skills. Since they can fit into any position, we can put them in the position where we have yet to find the best candidate. Although healing doesn't do much on the flagship, Cordelia could be the second option because her second skill offers up to 6% armor. When she heals, she also dispels up to 2 stacks of burning or taking on water from blazing and drowning heroes such as Lester and Barnacle. Her fourth skill is very useful because it recovers 100 rages of 2 high attack ships, enabling them to cast skills frequently. However, we need her to rank at least 4 to enjoy the benefits. Cursed Ed is a good choice. Although he doesn't enhance the flagship's armor, he has a 30% probability of decreasing the enemy ship's attack by up to 12%, which improves the ship's survivability in another way. His first skill works well against a single target, such as the sea monster. The cursed target will receive up to 18% more damage from our ships. Let's discuss the captain category. Ahab is the only captain with a defensive tag, making him the most suitable choice. He can provide shields worth up to 11% of the ship's maximum HP, which is very beneficial for absorbing damage. The best aspect of Ahab is that his third and fourth skills can improve the flagship's armor by up to 30%, significantly enhancing its survivability. There is no doubt that Ahab is the best option for the captain position. However, if you don't have Ahab, you can choose Cordelia or Cursed Ed as a temporary captain.
Did you know that you're paying extra dollars for bundles in Sea of Conquest? Get regular discounts of 10 to 30%, plus special flash deals weekly, and a boost in your Game Progress Plus bonus welcome bundle. Experience the advantages of Packsify. No more limited payment methods. Choose from credit or debit card, Google and Apple Pay, or Revolut app for instant payments. For those who love speed, grab up to $400 in bonuses with crazy first deposit deal. Learn how to save money on bundles, reduce game costs, and keep your account 100% safe with Packsify. To become a hero in your alliance and easily demolish your enemies, join Packsify. How to join? Click the link in the description.
Next, let's discuss the first mate category. Madame Lulu and Obi are the 2 options available. Madame Lulu is not a good choice for the flagship since her healing ability is insignificant, and she doesn't possess any defensive skills to reduce incoming damage or enhance armor. Therefore, we won't select her for the flagship. Obi, on the other hand, is the best candidate for the first mate position. Not only is he a legendary hero, but he also provides a massive defense to the flagship. The flagship can gain up to 20% damage resistance to all types from Obi's active skill and up to 20% armor from his third passive skill. He even has a 30 to 50% chance of reducing enemy attacks by up to 10%. It makes the flagship very tough to defeat, but that's not all. His active skill allows him to take over up to 70% of direct damage from the lowest HP ship for up to 10% of his max HP. It means that he can tank for the smaller ships, allowing them to stay in battle longer. However, Obi is only available in S3. If you haven't reached that season yet, consider Cordelia and Cursed Ed as alternatives. Currently, we are using Cursed Ed as the first mate, and he is quite helpful. Gunner. We have 2 options for the gunner position, Armstrong and Magnus. Magnus is a legendary hero who has better attributes than Armstrong, but he is difficult to acquire without money. Magnus plays an important role on the flagship, which can increase the ship's aggro by 320. Although there is no information regarding aggro in this game, higher aggro value will draw more fire to the flagship. As the flagship is tougher, it can absorb more damage than a small ship. With high aggro, the enemies will focus their attack on the flagship, protecting the smaller ships that are more vulnerable. By doing so, we can deal more damage in a fight. Magnus can gain up to 18% damage resistance through the Sinister Sanctuary stacks. He also gains a shield for 3 ships based on the stacks and lost HP, which can accumulate up to 36% of the lost HP. Armstrong is the second choice if we don't have Magnus. Although she is a blue hero, she provides a very good defensive buff to the flagship. She is relatively easy to acquire, making her a popular choice for the gunner position. She enhances the ship's armor by up to 20%, damage resistance by up to 15%, and basic damage resistance by up to 15%. Assigning her to the flagship will result in significant improvement in your fleet. She also provides up to 160 aggro, protecting the small ships in battle. To summarize, the hero recommendation mentioned in the video is focused on optimizing the defense of the flagship. We can make further adjustments to fine-tune the fleet when needed. If you're interested in learning more, please leave a comment with the phrase fine-tune. For the role of captain, Ahab is the best fit due to his exceptional defensive skills and shield. Cursed Ed is a good choice for the first mate position until we acquire Obi. If we are unable to secure the preferred hero for any position, Cordelia is a suitable alternative. While Armstrong is a popular gunner with impressive defensive and aggro capabilities, Magnus is a better option. Alright, it is the end of today's sharing. Please subscribe and stay tuned. I'm Alan from Meta Instincts. See you in the next episode.
Sail on the exhilarating adventure in the world of pirates.